3, 2025 in Ouagadougou. Under a moonless sky, the city of Ouagadougou slept, its winding streets and ochre rooftops bathed in inky shadow. Inside the presidential palace's war room, Captain Ibrahim Traoré's silhouette was lit only by the glow of tactical monitors. 2 nights earlier, Hausa-speaking informants intercepted encrypted transmissions hinting at a clandestine conclave of Western diplomats and financiers in a secluded villa near Nassau, 115 kilometers west of the capital. The chatter referenced 6-figure bribes offered to opposition leaders, covert arms shipments bound for rebel cells in the Sahel, and a coup scheduled for June 10. Traoré's mind raced. A failed coup in 2021 had cost Burkina Faso dearly: economic downturn, mass displacement, and a resurgence of jihadist violence that left over 300 villages evacuated. Now, with agricultural output at a 5-year high and gold refinery revenues up 18% in the first quarter of 2025, the nation teetered precariously between progress and ruin. At 10 p.m., Generals Sanson Kabore and Salifou Daïra, Intelligence Chief Marie Zongo, and 2 foreign defense attaches huddled around a holographic map. Each flicker traced clandestine landing strips, GPS pings on winding dirt roads, and safe houses in the farmland belt around Nassau. The atmosphere crackled with urgent tension. Without a hint of hesitation, Traoré issued his order: "We strike before dawn." Operation Sovereign Shield unfolded at 10:30 p.m. 60 commandos from Task Force Aegis, whose precision in the 2024 Compiègne rescue had become legendary, were briefed. 3 columns would advance along different axes, one on the RN1 highway to block vehicular escape, another on rugged motorbikes through narrow farm tracks, and a third providing drone-controlled overwatch from 12,000 feet. A field medical unit and negotiation team were staged in Sapuy, 40 kilometers south, ready for contingencies. The convoy snaked out of Ouagadougou's gates at midnight. The ancient baobab trees lining Avenue Kwame Nkrumah stood silent witness as armored vehicles and motorbikes disappeared into the darkness. At Nassau village, headlights vanished. Commandos dismounted in near silence, their boots stirring dust on the empty roads. By 1:15 a.m., the villa lay surrounded. Private security personnel, believing themselves beyond suspicion, were greeted by synchronized flashbang grenades that shattered the night. Communication jammers went live, severing cell signals. Within seconds, gates were breached, and commandos swept through corridors with non-lethal rounds. In the Grand Hall, 14 diplomats, 3 from the EU, 4 American, 2 British, 3 French, and 2 UN contractors, stood frozen. Traoré entered with measured steps, flanked by Kabore and Zongo. Burkina Faso remains sovereign, he declared. No plot, no matter how well funded, will threaten our republic. Seized documents included encrypted laptops containing 9,470 emails, ledgers of $3.2 million in unmarked cash, and audio recordings codenamed Eclipse and Alpha Dawn. By 2 a.m., all suspects were detained. 0 Burkinabe casualties. As dawn's first light tinted the red-tiled roofs, military channels crackled with confirmation. The coup had been averted. At 6 a.m., Traoré addressed the nation via radio and live television. His measured words rang clear: "Last night, we defended our homeland against secret conspirators. Today, we stand united, unbowed, and resolute. No foreign power can subvert our destiny." By sunrise, thousands thronged Place de la Nation. Dancers in colorful Faso Dan Fani weaved patterns among jubilant crowds. Farmers from Compiègne brought millet stalks in offering, traders from Kaya waved gold-painted placards, children from Pisala tossed flowers at passing soldiers. In that moment, Traoré became a living symbol of national resilience. June 5 to 15, 2025 in Ouagadougou and the Sahel. In the days following the raid, Burkina Faso's palace transformed into an intelligence crucible. Traoré worked around the clock alongside Zongo's cyberforensics team. They decrypted emails linking shell corporations in Luxembourg, Dubai, and the British Virgin Islands, 7 in total. channeling over $18 million to influence 22 politicians and media outlets. Confidential reports from Kédougou Field Hospital revealed that captured rebel fighters had received advanced night vision scopes and encrypted radios, dropped near Dori and Goram Goram between May 22 and May 29. Traoré organized a dual approach: public transparency and covert countermeasures. On June 7, he publicly revealed key evidence: the seized laptops, transcripts of audio recordings, and detailed maps of arms drop zones, during a press conference at Burkina's National Assembly, bolstered by live feeds on satellite news channels across Africa. He named 6 high-profile figures and announced their arrest, underscoring that no one is above the law, not even foreign envoys who claim to help. International outlets buzzed with headlines praising Traoré's boldness. Simultaneously, behind closed doors, Traoré summoned regional security chiefs to a summit in an underground operations center beneath Ouagadougou Airport. Chad's defense minister Mahamat Diallo, Niger's intelligence director Amina Solman, and UN Special Envoy Nadia Diop joined via secure link. Detailed imagery showcased arms crates packed on meat, 8 helicopters, intercepted phone calls in French, Moor, and Arabic, and sworn testimonies from defectors of the Front for the Liberation of the Sahel, FLS. Traoré's words resonated: "This is no longer Burkina's fight alone. This is the Sahel's fight for dignity." On June 10, the Alliance of Sahel States condemned Operation Eclipse, imposed diplomatic sanctions on 3 Western embassies, and activated border patrol reinforcements. In parallel, Traoré toured the eastern provinces, Kampienga, Pama, and Diapaga, embodying grassroots solidarity. In Kampienga, he inaugurated a new irrigation system to combat chronic drought, promising 5,000 local farmers regular water supplies. In Pama, he visited refugee camps housing 12,000 displaced families, pledging immediate food rations and temporary schooling facilities. Each appearance was broadcast via community radio, countering foreign propaganda with direct outreach to citizens. On June 14, a joint task force of Burkinabe commandos and VDP volunteers launched a series of precision raids on 3 arms caches near Ouagadougou, seizing over 200 rifles, 50,000 rounds of ammunition, and dozens of IED components. The operation, codenamed Thunder Hammer, required coordination across 5 intelligence agencies and 8 local militias. Traoré's personal oversight ensured civilian safety and rapid extraction of evidence. June 16 to 18, 2025, Tinactitain and Djibo. Intelligence by Zongo indicated FLS planned a 2-pronged assault. Overt attack on Tinactitain outpost and a diversionary strike in Djibo to draw forces away. Traoré prepared a bold counter, a mobile strike group under Captain Awa Diarra in the north and a rapid reaction brigade in the east, both equipped with captured night vision devices and unmanned ground sensors. On the night of June 16, Diarra's 6 platoons, supported by 15 VDP vehicles, encircled the FLS staging area outside Djibo. Mortar teams knocked out rebel communications as special forces moved silently through millet fields. By 3 a.m., 120 rebels surrendered, others fled into the bush under precision air support. Simultaneously, at Tinactitain, a joint naval-constructed riverine unit descended the Arli River under cover of darkness, flanking the FLS main force. A brutal hour-long firefight erupted under tracer-lit skies. Despite being outnumbered 2-1, Burkinabe forces leveraged superior intel and captured weaponry, turning the tide. By dawn on June 17, 215 combatants were neutralized and 75 hostages freed, including humanitarian workers from Mali and Niger. Traoré personally observed drone feeds from Ouagadougou's command center, issuing real-time directives. He ordered the decisive use of a strategic Mirage flyover, timed to coincide with the rebels' retreat, forcing a total collapse of their offensive. Casualties on the government side numbered fewer than 40, civilian harm was 0. On June 18, Traoré visited both Tinactitain and Djibo. He stood before battered outpost walls in ceremonial uniform, microphone in hand. Soldiers, volunteers, and liberated captives formed an assembly. Tonight, we demonstrated that no foreign plot, no matter how insidious, can breach our unity and resolve, he proclaimed. Tribal elders draped him in honor scarves as children presented bouquets. 10 days after the coup plot was foiled, Ouagadougou buzzed with renewed optimism. The Liberation Summit convened at the International Airport Terminal, repurposed into a grand hall. Heads of state from Ghana, Senegal, South Africa, Ivory Coast, and Nigeria attended. The UN Secretary-General delivered praise. President Traoré's actions have forged a model for upholding sovereignty and regional solidarity. At the summit's close, Traoré launched the Sahel Secure Initiative, SSI, a $1.2 billion fund dedicated to border fortification, humanitarian relief, and renewable energy investments. Member states pledged resources: 500 soldiers from Chad for joint patrols, $200 million from Saudi Arabia for refugee support, and German engineering teams for solar plant construction in Gorom. Back home, massive Victory Day celebrations erupted across Burkina Faso. Place de la Nation hosted parades of VDP volunteers, military bands, and cultural troops performing Sankarist dances. Fireworks etched the flags green, red, and gold across the night sky. Vendors sold limited edition posters featuring Traoré's motto, "Sovereign and Strong." In Kédougou, newly built vocational centers welcomed 2,500 students. In Kaya, solar farms began operations, promising electricity to 150,000 residents. The economy humored with optimism. Foreign investors, reassured by stability, signed deals for phosphate processing in Faso and agribusiness projects in the south. In a nationally televised address on June 30, Traoré reflected on the month's events. His voice resonated across radio waves. We faced a hidden enemy within our own land, a conspiracy that threatened our unity and progress. But by acting with resolve, integrity, and solidarity, we prevailed. Our sovereignty is the legacy of those who sacrificed before us. Our duty is to forge a future worthy of their bravery. Let this victory be a beacon for all of Africa, united, dignified, and free. As the sun set over Ouagadougou's skyline, Burkinabe flags fluttered in every neighborhood, and songs of liberation echoed through night markets. Captain Ibrahim Traoré's midnight raid had done more than avert a coup. African self-determination that would shape the Sahel's destiny for years to come.